welcome to L&N Federal Credit Union Stadium. We have a late-season top 25 showdown that could be crucial to the postseason picture. It's the Miami Hurricanes and the Louisville Cardinals. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rowe down on the sideline, and Holly, a little familiarity in this one.
The Hurricanes head coach told me before the game, Coach said his message to the team this week is we have got to play every single game like it's a playoff game. They have done well in the conference so far, and he wants to continue that dominance, but consistency is the key. He keeps telling his team we just have to go 1-0 this week to keep that consistent approach going. Back to you.
Thank you, Holly. Really looking forward to this matchup. And the Cardinals ready to kick it away first. He'll start the return inside his 5. On the ground, it's Fletcher. Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Might as well run him again. Several defenders get an assist on that tackle.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Didn't take long to need a clutch play on the opening drive. It's 3rd and 7. Here's Mensah to throw. Got his man. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
I love the 3rd down defense. I love the defense understanding passing situation, dropping back, keeping everything in front of them, and then breaking on the football. In order to do this and be great on 3rd down, you got to do one thing really well. You've got to come up and make that tackle, and that's exactly what he did.
He'll be content with the field position, making the fair catch right around the 30-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Enough to move the chains. Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard gain.
And that's not a surprise. We all knew and talked about coming in. Who are they going to feature? They give it to him the first play, and he chews up and gets a first down. We're going to see more of that. I'm excited to watch this matchup, but the defense, Jesse, they better get physical. They better get better in a heartbeat.
Well, and they've got to fight some emotion right now, too, because the fans are excited. The offensive line is absolutely juiced after that opening play. They're now getting lathered up. They're now getting excited. They're pointing to the sideline. Run it again. Run the same play again.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. Fresh center downs going to the air. Stepping to the right. And he scurries out of bounds and wisely avoids taking the big hit. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
What you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
Ripping off the huge gain down to the 17-yard line.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Here we go. Ready. Let's send the tight end in motion. From the red zone, looking for a space. Falls incomplete, and he did everything perfectly except catch the football. Second down coming.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him, just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. Looking to the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go with the ball.
On the move from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. They went 3 and out on their first possession, now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Mensa. Out wide left, it's Lofton. He'll step out of bounds right at the 35-yard line, and maybe they've got something cooking.
And for the majority of the offseason, we thought Mensa was going to be starting for Duke in the offseason saga that happened. Obviously, a lot went into it. But here's what you know about Miami quarterbacks in recent history. Cam Ward, the #1 pick. Carson Beck, a lot of experience coming in. Now Darren Mensa comes in. Miami finds the guy. They have to have that spot covered. And Palmer,
caught, and he's got room. He stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's first down.
Well, you're trailing into games. Someone's got to make a play. There's an accurate throw by the quarterback, and when you throw it accurately like that, you give your receiver an opportunity to advance the ball. Good, strong running. He's able to break a tackle, and that's an explosive play they need now as they're trying to tie this game up.
Throwing, Mensa. Finds his man. And there were no creases or crevices to run through, and they shove him out of bounds.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Picked up 5 on that last pass play. Now it's 2nd and 5. They just keep firing. Caught in the backfield, it's Lofton. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
man, and we're seeing the tight end used more and more in the passing game. You see him moving inside. You see him moving outside. You see him moving in the box to block people. So here they put him in the slot and just have a nice little pitch and catch session.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. Drives inside. Oh, he's got some space. Just what they'd hoped for on 3rd down as they've got a first at the 32.
Well, this offense didn't get off to the start they wanted, going 3 and out of the gate. But on the second drive, they're doing much better. They're finding a rhythm, and I think a big part of that is establishing the running game. And really nice job on that last one, picking up the first down.
That's the end of the quarter, and Louisville has the edge. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. To the ground, he's got it again. Give him 9 on that one, sets up a 2nd and 1. Deep in the season, that crisp air all around you, and this feels like a must-win game, guys.
This is a game that will impact the college football playoff. It'll have conference championship implications, and it'll have bowl game implications as well. David, so much riding on the line in this one.
And you can feel it, man. You can feel the energy. The players this week, they were on high. Like, you could tell they were ready for the challenge. This is going to be an absolute showdown.
Maybe a crease. He'll be brought down inside the 10-yard line at the 9.
And this drive, this offense is really focused on physicality, man. Running the football. Look at right here, right up the gut. Nice play. Nice job just controlling the line of scrimmage, putting a drive together. This offense really doing a good job right now.
The Hurricanes trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's going for the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Miami!
You just simply can't say enough about this guy and what he has meant to this offense. Big-time players make big plays in big games. He has shown up each and every week. That's his 15th rushing score on the season.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Cardinals offense headed out to go to work. They'll start this drive with a chance to regain the lead, down 7-3. Oh, pressure's coming. Got him for the sack. This defense turning up the intensity. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and that's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
2nd down, gonna throw it. Right side, it's Skinner. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size.
Well, this tight end's really good at finding soft spots and zones. It's not just working over the middle of the field either, but also on the perimeter of the field. And that time, as soon as he releases off the ball, he knows there's no one following me, running with me. This must be zone coverage. Where can I post up and make this easy for my quarterback? He finds that spot. It's a nice game by the offense.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Left side, it's McCoy. Across the 40, out of bounds at the 41, and a big pickup has this offense on the move.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that 3rd down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
At the 40, there he goes. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35. The Cardinals had this offense rolling. Quarterback changing the play. They'll move the wide receiver. Just keeps slinging it. Unleashes one deep. And the throw and catch was good, but you got to do it in the field of play, and he couldn't quite keep that foot in bounds. All right, guys, let's talk for a minute about Louisville. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top two teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these two teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
Drops back on first down. Escapes the pressure to his right. Trying to make magic on the scramble. They'll say he stepped out of bounds right at the 17.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
And the Cardinals with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Takes a snap, wants to throw. Caught. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. The Cardinals, after moving the sticks through the air, come to the line. Down to 2 minutes to play. We'll take the timeout. They'll talk it over. A chance to tie or even take the lead before the break. And the Cardinals getting set on 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs going up top. Gets rid of it. Had to force that one.
And those are frustrating. Like, those drops really annoy you because those running backs are always asking to be more a part of the game plan. Get the ball more, touch it more. An awesome opportunity in the pass game to make a play, ball right in his hands, and that is a missed opportunity.
Changing the routes with his receiver. On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection. Makes the grab. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Bells and whistles have got to be going off in this quarterback's head now. It's 3rd and long, so you know you're expecting pressure. You got to know where your hot routes are. You got to be able to read the coverage and make sure you get this football out of your hands quickly to not take a sack or worse, turn the football over.
Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Here comes the heat. And the defense getting a hand in there on 3rd down.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. 3rd and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back pocket.
And this one is perfect. That brings them to within 1.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He's got great speed. He'll be out of bounds at the 36-yard line after a solid return. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Motion from the wide receiver. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32.
That's the problem when you go empty, right? As a quarterback, you know you might get blitzed, and if you do, you better know where your hot throw is. If you don't, you're getting sacked. That time the linebacker got to.
The Cardinals decide to use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And the Canes trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Here's Darian Mensah to throw. Flip it out to the back on the screen. didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the first down.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. Now, how about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
Louisville calls its second timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Third and long, a lot of ground to cover. From the gun, wants to pass. Moving out to the right. Fires and picked off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover.
And it's just a bad decision by the quarterback. I get that he's outside the pocket, the play's breaking down, but you can't force it into your top receiver. If he's not open, you got to throw it away, and the defense took advantage with the interception.
He's open on the right. Inside the 30, down to the 29. Time is running short here in the first half. A give to Brown. There he goes. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be second and inches coming up. The Cardinals are in the hurry-up. Looking downfield very late in the half. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Louisville! Makes the grab right along the back of the end zone.
Well, all the different time management situations this head coach was using in the first half has led to this moment specifically right here. This is exactly what he wanted to have happen. He wanted to score a touchdown at the end of the first half, take a lead, knowing he's got the ball first in the second half. If they score a touchdown then, all of a sudden this thing starts blowing wide open for them, and all the momentum is on their side.
And he knocks the extra point through the uprights. And he takes this from inside the 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Offense has enough time to get off a play before we head to the half. From the gun, it's Fletcher. Picked up a few on that run, but this defense able to keep him contained here late in the half. Halftime as both teams head into the locker room. We're looking forward to a terrific second half, but before that, let's check in with Kevin Connors.
Guys, down the stretch we come on what's been a thrilling college football season. Week 11 filled with storylines. We begin with a look at Penn State taking on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And it's the Nittany Lions chasing a 6th straight victory today. This team is a snowball rolling downhill, just adding momentum with every new week. Here now some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
The Louisville offense is headed back out on the field. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Wide receiver comes in motion. Second down to the air. Quickly complete. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
That play just got wrecked. 3rd and 1, and they went backwards. Boy, if they don't convert this fourth down, there will be questions to be answered. Snapped it, and he has to have it. Looking left. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. The decision to go for it does not pan out.
I know the analytics tell me to be aggressive and go for it, but in the second half, in these ball games, the analytics don't work for every single situation. And right now, you've set them up. I just hope this one doesn't come back to bite you right in the hiney.
He's now up to 58 yards on the ground, and that magical 1,000-yard mark is oh so close. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Running the red zone, it's Fletcher. They get him down, but he was driving his way and gets it down to the 7-yard line.
And a nice crisp run, great job. Maybe expecting pass, in second down, but really good job running the football, committing to it, getting the first down.
Defense didn't maintain its discipline there, and they get into the neutral zone. It'll cost them 5 yards. They'll take the penalty and move them back. And the defense was anxious to get off the ball quickly. Instead, it's just a little bit closer for the offense. Looks as if he's going to run it. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal.
Let's see if this offense can answer the bell. Their coaches challenged them all week long. When they got down to the red zone, we've got to be able to run the football because we're going up against a top 10 rushing defense. Let's see if they can step up here and get it done.
Nowhere to run, and he barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on 3rd down, David. And the execution just has to be spot on. Timing especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play up tight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
Out wide left, it's Gilbert. Touchdown, Canes! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
How about that drive they just put together to tie this football game up? That is exactly what we talked about in the half. Like, coaches circled them up. First drive, set the tone, tie this ball game up. That is great execution out of halftime.
Yeah, David, it looked like they really had a good plan, too. Obviously made some adjustments there at halftime, things that they would come out and try to attack this defense with, and it looks like they found something here, and that is a perfect way to start the second half. Now an opportunity here to take the lead.
Louisville has it back, and the offense coming out ready to attack. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curved some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You could see it on the sideline. So let's just see if that's kind of galvanized them a little bit here to go make a statement and get some points.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down, and I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping him.
Pickup of 8. It's now 2nd and 2.
You'd love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Eight-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. One more time, it's Brown. Inside the 40. Breaks into the open. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the first down. And the Cardinals come to the line with a new set of downs. Motion from the wideout. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
Now, you got to read it quick, right? And he makes a quick decision, gets that thing out of his hand, but make sure your feet are set, and you still got to be accurate, even though you're trying to get rid of that ball so fast.
Getting deep in the third quarter here. Clock stopped with 1.5 minutes to go. Wants to go up top on second down. He's got it on the move. And he goes down right there, but a solid pickup, and it'll be a first down.
This offense can get a lot of yards, and it doesn't take a lot of plays. You've seen that here. They have speed, speed, and speed. It kills you. And if guys get a little bit of space, they just gobble up yards. They've had the defense completely on their heels, and now they're all the way backed up against their own goal line.
The Cardinals trying to cash it in on first and goal. Gets the back moving. Wants to throw one first. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. He just threw it away. The last thing you want to do is try to force something on first down in the red zone.
And I really like that decision by this quarterback. Listen, you've got a lot of downs here. It's first and goal. You're in scoring position. If you don't feel comfortable, throw that ball away. Live to fight another down.
Second down, gonna throw it. Trying to find the end zone. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
Finding it tough to make positive yardage now. Third and goal from the 2. From the gun, wants to pass. Fires into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals! With that, they grab the lead here in the second half. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. Going for 2 here to try to make the lead 7. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Fletcher. And it looks as if he'll pick up maybe a couple. This game is all but officially a wrap as we take a look at the top 25. Late in the season, time running short if teams want to make their move in the rankings. And we're just about ready to go with the final quarter. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. They give it back to him. And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, but whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it, but The defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front seven has dominated this entire game.
Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. Look out! He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming.
And that's a play on third down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback, give them a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
And the Canes will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Looks it in. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. Louisville's offense is taking the field, and they look ready to go. Quarterback signaling to his guy. Wide receiver going in motion. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Pulls it in, it's McCoy. Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly, and that's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm right now.
And the Cardinals with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Back to pass on second down. Grab near the sticks. It's McCoy. They pull him down, but he's got enough, and it'll be a first down for this offense.
You know, the beautiful thing about being a quarterback is you can throw a little drag route, and they can take it 60. When you got fast playmakers on the outside that you can get the ball in their hands really quickly, great things can happen. 1-yard passes can turn into 60. It's beautiful to be quarterback.
He's piled up 87 yards on the ground, and he's been terrific all season, ranking in the top 10 in rushing.
Man, it's so nice to have a guy that you can depend on. Like, this offense is built around him for a reason. Just a good running back. You can see, gets north-south, doesn't dance, picks up positive yards, breaks tackles. He's just a really good player, and that's why this offense runs through him.
Love the push by the offensive line on that RPO play. Look how they just work the single teams and the double teams. You see linemen chipping off of their guys and climbing into the second level and getting a hat on the linebacker. That's why those types of plays are successful.
Fresh center downs going to the air. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown Cardinals! The offense cashing it in on that drive. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their fourth straight win. And with the extra point, the lead is a dozen here in the fourth. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Miami's offense comes out ready to go to work. Giving up that last touchdown was an absolute killer. Now it's a two-possession game. They must get something here. And the quarterback caught up two and sacked at the 12.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions. We see zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Out wide right, it's Vaughn. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
And that's perfect for the defense. You'll give that up all day. You're winning this game by multiple possessions late in the game. Play big zone coverages, keep the ball in front of you, and tackle the ball carrier in bounds.
Darian Mensah from the gun on third down. Throws to the wideout. Picked off. What a play to set him up. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick. The Cardinals offense headed out to go to work. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, they've got the lead. The defense just did their part, getting a takeaway. So now if you're on offense, you want to run the ball and take as much time as possible between snaps. Stay in bounds and let this clock tick away.
They'll send the back in motion. 2nd down, gonna throw it. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
This pass rush is serious, man. When you watch them on film, they do a nice job in the back end, taking away all the throws downfield. He's trying to get to his check down, but that pressure, it gets to him, and the hit forced the incomplete.
They'll try to move the sticks with Brown. Brought down inside the 15, mark it at the 14-yard line. Now a 4th down decision to be made by this offense.
You know, with defense, it's this pick or poison game, right? Like, I got to play a little bit soft and make them run the football, but when I do that, I give the running back space, and right there you can tell he takes advantage of it.
And they'll run the field goal unit back out there. This kicker has already banged a couple through. Dead center perfect. And that lead grows even bigger.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative. Use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he stopped right there. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Tight end in motion, see how the D react. Dive, it's Fletcher. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's 1st down. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running.
Defense gives up the pretty big run. They get the 1st down, and listen, you got to reload quick now because this offense, they got their foot on the accelerator.
He'll pick up a few on the play, just enough for the 1st down. They'll mark it right at midfield. And the Hurricanes headed quickly to the line.
And how about the running back, man? Rips off a big play. This offense creates some momentum, and what do? They keep their foot on the gas right back on the football to try to keep this offense rolling.
He'll be forced out of bounds after a nice pickup on the run.
Well, I understand they're trying to catch the defense off guard by running the football, expecting them to be in some kind of zone coverage, but you're trailing late in the game. You're going to have to throw to win it, and that's what I'd expect them to do on this next play.
Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And he throws another interception, his 3rd of the night. Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. They'll start on the ground with Brown. Finds just enough daylight to work his way up to the 19-yard line. He now has 110 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. Hand off for Brown. Turning it on! And they'll spot it at the 38, and that'll be plenty for the 1st down.
Man, the nicest thing in sports to have is to be able to rely on the run game, to have the lead and be able to run that clock out. Just watch it tick, and the defense can do nothing about it. And that right there gets it done. Leaning on the ground game, and Jesse, I don't know about the clock, but that thing's about to run out.
And that's really the identity of this offense, too. They are going to be physical. They're going to run the ball even when you know it's coming. And in that situation where you just need 1 1st down to end the game, you can